everybody. Welcome back to the Tim and Mike Show. I'm Tim.
I'm Mike.
And we're back again, episode number 4. We did it. We've come this far. How's your week been, man?
It's good.
Yeah,
I was on vacation.
Tell everybody where you went.
I went to the Masters. It was awesome.
That's awesome, dude.
It was an amazing event. Very well ran.
Yeah, had a good time.
Yeah. There was a point when I was like lined up on the tee box, and I was above the tees, just sitting there. And these guys were just belting these balls, and I was freaking out. You know what I mean? Thinking one ball goes astray. Very, very cool though. Something I didn't think I would enjoy. I really enjoyed it. I think I found maybe start a new hobby actually.
Oh yeah, you think you're gonna take up golf?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Kind of bit me. That was nice.
We can get Brian down here to teach you.
Brian would tear me apart.
He would.
I played with Brian before. You can ask Brian. He hit the ball very hard, just the wrong way.
He'll yell at you. He'll yell at you for sure.
Yeah. Actually, one time I played with Brian, and I was tucked behind the green, tossing my ball where he couldn't see it, right by the hole. Shenanigans.
Nice. Yeah. We used to be his what do we call ourselves?
No, we told him Zen golf.
Yeah, his Zen coaches or whatever. It's been a week, man. It's been another week. We had some cool stuff happen and watched some good movies, and nothing really crazy this week, man. So
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, pretty simple. So what'd you watch, man? What'd you watch this week? Did you have time to watch anything? You're on vacation?
Yeah, well, I watched a new show called Lords of Metal, our new movie.
What was it called?
I guess it's a new movie. It's about these kids. It's called Lords of Metal.
Lords of Metal. Okay.
They're in high school, and one of them wants to start a metal band, and he grabs a guy who plays the drum in high school. So it's like most of his inner, like he's the narrator, inner dialogue kind of thing. So the drummer, and I know he looks very familiar to me. I don't know what he's in, but it's on Netflix. I recommend it. I didn't finish it. Honestly, for the whole episode, I thought it was an episode. I thought it was a TV show. Okay. And I kept thinking to myself that this is about the longest episode I've ever seen in my life. And so I checked, and it turns out it's a movie. And so I got about 30 minutes left.
Okay. I think I saw that. I think I saw the poster.
Yeah. I love it. It brought back memories. It was great.
Do you mean Metal Lords?
Metal Lords, yeah.
Metal Lords, is that what it is? Okay. Yeah. I saw the poster. It looks good.
Pretty good. I mean, it's
I just on first glance, kind of, that's the kid from It.
That's right. That's where I know.
Yeah, it's the kid from It. Jaden Martell. But yeah, it just like, I mean, this is a book by the cover type statement, but it reminds me of, remember the movie? I guess Detroit Rock City. Yeah, well, it's a little the vibe. I got the poster.
I want to watch that. I need to watch that.
That movie's a great movie. That's a great movie.
Yeah, who's in that? Edward Furlong's in that.
Yeah, Edward Furlong's in it.
That's different though, because they're just going to see Kiss, and it's hijinks along the way, right? Mm-hmm. But this movie is actually about a battle of the bands, winner takes all.
So it's more School of Rock than it is Detroit Rock. Yeah,
a little bit, because he's kind of building a band. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but with metal, it's good though. I mean, it's all right. That's cool. What's it getting rated here?
I got it on IMDb. Yeah, I don't have Rotten Tomatoes up. It's got a 6.8.
Got a 3 stars on Rotten Tomatoes, 61%. Like I said, I mean, it's not going to be for everybody. Obviously, I like music, and I'm sure you obviously like music, so where you would like it. I believe you would like that.
Man, I'm gonna check it out.
We had a similar thing.
Yeah,
bands, but
like I said, I saw the poster and I got a cool vibe from it, so I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, check it out. It's good.
Did you watch anything else, or that was it for the week? Or
well, I watched a show that we're going to talk about later. So
okay, yeah.
We'll just talk about that later. So
right.
And obviously, I watched the show, the movie of the week as well. So
okay. So you got some.
Not too much more than that. I did a lot of walking. what I did.
Yeah, you're watching golf, man. I I kind of went on a documentary kick the other day. I just started watching a bunch of Netflix documentaries, which I mean, who doesn't like a good true crime Netflix documentary? They
Sure.
can be
They're good.
as mass produced as they are, but I'm still enthralled by
Yeah.
every one of them.
Yeah, if it's a good story, it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, and so
What'd you watch?
I watched the first one I watched was Tinder Swindler. Okay, it's
Cool.
about this. It's really an international story. It's about this guy who matches with women on Tinder and
Okay.
pretends to fall in love with them and all this stuff, and just really like one woman he like swindled like $2 million out from her, and just like and like saying because he's like he says that he's from Israel and he's doing all this great work, but then all of a sudden his credit cards don't work anymore, and so he needs to borrow a credit card just to get this one deal done and all these things, and
And
but he does it
so
to
is it
multiple
on a
women.
documentary too?
Yeah, it's a documentary. Oh, he's not on it. No, he didn't.
And
But
are these so what
the
are we talking about here? I mean, how's he getting them to do this?
I mean, I
What's
don't
he
know,
got going
man.
on
He's
for
telling me.
himself?
Well,
Or is he
okay. First of all,
doing
so
it in
so
bad
it's
times or something?
it's a lot. It's really shallow because this guy, these women match him, and they notice and they look through his profile that he's got all these nice cars and nice
Oh,
watches, and
okay.
he's got money, right? And so he
I
has this
got you.
air, and then they'll go to his Instagram, and he's got all these different things. Like he travels a lot, and he's got this adventurous lifestyle, and so that's what gets the hooks in, and then he just starts manipulating. It's a con man story.
Okay,
Um,
so he convinces them that he has the money.
yes, and
So
so
and
I'm
so
sorry I
they
didn't mention
they're
that. Yes,
comfortable, definitely comfortable giving him money, I guess.
one thousand
That's still
percent.
a
Yeah.
weird thing. I mean, I don't know how you would approach that,
Well,
asking
he's a
some.
con man, right? He's kind of an evil doer. He's a bad guy. So I mean I can understand you not understanding that, or I don't understand it either. But yeah.
Right. Well, it
So I
sounds
watched
like
that,
you're into it.
which was
Good.
I'm beefing up my Instagram right now, but I'm really good at Photoshop.
So that's what you do, huh? Okay.
You know me. But so
No,
then I
not you.
watched.
I'm saying like
Uh,
that's what you do, where you just show everybody stuff you don't have.
well,
So
I
did he
think no.
get caught?
From what it sounds like is he has all this stuff. He's just
It's
essentially
from other
stole the
people.
money from it. Yeah,
Well, what did he start with? I wonder.
I don't know. It didn't seem like
Start
much
that
because
operation. Started
I think
with
that,
a
I think at some
started
point
with
you
a
meet his
junk car
actual.
in the corner of the garage. And I worked my way up to this.
Well, I think at some point you meet his real family, and
Okay.
they haven't seen him in years either and stuff.
So they catch this guy.
He does go to jail for a little while, so that's kind of and I don't want to spoil it because in
Okay.
case
Well, I'll
the
check
people
it.
out there don't want to watch it, but he does go to serve jail for the time, but the charges he serves and the time he serves, let's just say it's not fitting the crime.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
they said that it's pretty popular show. So
Yeah, it's pretty
been
good.
hearing
No, I
about it.
enjoyed it. And then I watched this was a little darker. But I don't know, man. Uh, the Jimmy Savile story, a British horror. It's called the Jimmy Savile British horror story. And so I obviously we're American, we're not British, hence the accents and the Astros hats and U of H hats. But um, apparently Jimmy Savile was this philanthropist character in England who was widely popular. He hosted Top of the Pops for 60 years.
He hosted what?
Top of the Pops. It's like their top 40 show for like dancing and stuff like that, the 60s and
Okay.
stuff like that,
Oh,
like their music
okay.
show. Yeah, Top of the Pops.
Like Soul
And
Train.
kind of, yeah. And so he did all these things. He was knighted by Queen Elizabeth at one point. All these things throughout this entire time. He was what's it called?
A murder?
He was being inappropriate with children.
Pedophile.
He was a pedophile. Thank you. That's what the British says. Pedophile. Sorry.
Pedophile.
Yeah. So this whole time, it's like, and then the first thing I thought of, and when I'm watching, like, and it's obviously not kids, but like this is Bill Cosby. This is their Bill Cosby story.
He didn't do
And
that with kids.
no, you don't.
That's
But
something different there.
it's definitely something different. But the fact, no, I guess I'm equating it because this character that was so beloved around the country that when you found out what he really was doing, it was so heinous. But he never got charged with anything. He died before the truth came out. He died like right before it. So
That's yeah.
it's the story is insane. It's definitely worth the watch.
Sounds sad.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, they don't get super graphic, thankfully, but they
Right. Still interesting, really.
still interesting because these people that have just been behind it and trying to stop him for so long, and they just weren't being listened to. He was great friends with Prince Philip and stuff like that. So it's like, what, you know,
Right. He's got the pool.
oh yeah, yeah. They talk about how he used to go have.
Well, that's how a lot of people get away with stuff like that. You know?
Well, he has. They talk about how he has these. They call the Monday morning club. He takes all the superior, like in his area, all the higher ranked police officers into the office and pays them off every Monday.
Well, then they're all culpable.
Exactly. That's what I say. But I'm not, again, British, and so I don't have that anything to say in that courtroom. But okay, so I watched that. So it's a little darker. Sorry about that. But then I started watching, and I watched it really quickly because the first few episodes have been out. I think they have 6 episodes out now. I started watching Winning Time, the story of the Lakers dynasty.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's awesome. It is
pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah, it's shot really cool. It's like they shot it with VHS cameras, and real cool angles.
It looks like a real documentary, right?
Well, yeah. Well, it looks like it just looks like it was shot in the 80s. That's what it is. It's because it's a drama. It's not a documentary.
No, it's okay. It's a show.
Yeah. John C. Reilly plays Dr. Jerry Buss. Adrian Brody's in it.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
It's really I've really enjoyed it so far. The acting is incredible.
I'll check it out. I've been wanting to watch it. I like John C. Reilly for sure.
Yeah,
so
he's great.
Is it like a comedy then?
It plays like the story, but yeah, he's over the top and he's funny, and there's lots of drugs, there's lots of sex. It's LA in the late 70s, early 80s. So
right.
It's a really good show. Like I said, 6 episodes are out now, and so I'm kind of upset that I started watching it so early because I want more. It's really good.
How many episodes? 6 episodes, you said?
6 episodes so far. And it's a Sunday release. It's HBO Max, a Sunday release.
See, I still haven't finished Righteous Gemstones, so I've got some.
Oh man, you
Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul. The season came out, so on Netflix. Yeah, obviously, I think that plays on FX a year ahead, right?
Yeah, but I think they're done. Aren't they done?
I'm not sure. I think it's done. That too. I've got some shows to catch up on now. I hear Peaky Blinders is coming out. Do you know anything about that?
I know it's a summer release for Netflix. Yeah, but definitely they have another season coming out. I think I don't know if it's the final season or one of the final 2 seasons.
Right. Well, they don't release
the original story of the original story of the Peaky Blinders was supposed to go from the end of World War I to the beginning of World War II. Yeah. But that time frame kind of seems rushed now, I guess. So I don't know what's new.
It's more popular.
Yeah, I think they just
pretty popular show.
Yeah. It's
it's been a couple of years since the last season.
Yeah, it was kind of like how Stranger Things was, and it was delayed because of COVID and stuff like that. But yeah. I mean, but it was just production when COVID happened. So
the BBC, that's their show, right? And so I guess the way it works is the BBC gets it, they play it, and then a week later, which is what I like, it's on Netflix. The BBC runs it. So far it's been like that. And so that's one thing I like. You don't have to wait, like if it's on FX for an entire season to pass months before it pops onto Netflix. You know what I mean? Like there's been a few things from FX so that was one thing I know.
Well,
as soon as
the reason that is because Fox is owned by Disney, and Disney owns Hulu. So FX and FXX stuff, excuse me, and Fox stuff come out the next day on Hulu.
Right. No, I know. I noticed that.
Hulu, yeah. That's all because it's all owned by Disney. So I think that I don't know if they're an exclusive distributor, but I do know that obviously that Netflix is one of BBC's main distributors as far as the American distributor. So I'm not sure if they're exclusive because I've seen some things that are on Amazon Prime, like from the
Right.
BBC.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
for the most part, yeah, you'll see it pretty quickly because they have a contract with the BBC.
Have you watched the Adam Project yet?
Nah, I didn't. All this I didn't watch it. I've been kind of getting stuff ready. We have Easter Sunday's coming up, and so I had to do a lot of rehearsals this week with the old church band. And so yeah, I have not been able to watch it. I think I might watch it tonight. Honestly, I was thinking about watching a movie when I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
But
A little Rocky.
man, I watched that when I was editing that episode. I just wanted to put Rocky on. I didn't, but I just wanted to.
Because you get talking about it.
Yeah, no, so good. All right, man. Previously on Moon Knight, where did we leave off? Are you getting the vibe that I might have been wrong about this multiple identity thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were wrong.
Yeah, like right away.
But you never know.
You never know.
You never
And I
know.
think that they're
It's so interesting.
I think they're going to be multiple identities. Like I think like you're gonna start seeing subsurface, but I don't know. I don't know yet.
Well, it's just that he said that the other guy was his avatar before the main villain, Ethan Hawke's character.
Yeah, Arthur Harrow.
Right. In this episode. So you find that out, and you find out that this other god is more of a punish them before they commit the crime, and
Yeah,
he's Conchu is a punish them after the crime has been committed, right?
Right. Well, it kind of if you're punishing people before the crime is committed, you're taking away free will, right? That's
Right. But you also find out that he's not a very honest god either, because he's basically holding ransom.
Well, yeah, but what we know, so I think a lot of trouble there is that we're trying to equate him to what we know of God, right? And I think that a lot of mythology, both Greek, and I don't know much about Egyptian mythology, I'll be fair enough, but I do know a lot about Greek mythology and
Tricksters.
Roman mythology. Yeah, they weren't in it for the
Right.
pure vanity of making sure man was good.
No,
They
there was
we were their
bad ones,
playthings.
good
Yeah,
ones. Yeah, right. Like
yeah,
we
we
were
were
like
their
their
playthings.
toys and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's what he says too. He owns that body.
right,
Basically,
right.
that's his body, which says to me that Mark Spector was put in that body when he says things like that, right? And that's why I think that, obviously the other guy is real.
Okay, okay.
Why
So
would
we're
he?
still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, don't you think?
I don't know. I think that I mean I guess I'm jury's still out on it still because I think
I mean, it could be your version too. Still.
well it's just the way because we meet Layla in this episode in episode 2. So that's
Right.
Mark Spector's wife, and the way she's communicating to Stephen Grant as if he's Mark Spector leads me to believe that is Mark's body because she recognizes Mark.
Right.
Right.
Well,
And not
but how long has she known him?
how long has she known Mark? She's married to him.
Yeah, but doesn't mean she's been known him for a long time.
Well, I
What I'm
mean,
saying
but she's obviously seen him.
She could have known him as he was when he entered that body, and for it could have been for a year or two. He could have been in that body
because we don't know how long this has happened. We don't know how long this.
You don't know if they met, fell in love, and instantly got married really quickly.
Well, I'm talking about the occupation of either Mark Spector or Stephen Grant. The body.
Well, you explain to me then why Stephen Grant would exist at all. Then.
As a safety measure. He's
Clearly the Conchu doesn't want him there.
That's true. But maybe because Mark Spector is using that personality, that timid, mild-mannered personality as a safety, as like a safety measure for Layla. That's why Conchu doesn't want him in there, because he's not able to be full Mark Spector all the time and able to be in that full control. That's a theory. But but the character of Stephen Grant makes sense within that theory, in my opinion. I mean,
okay, well, we'll see.
I think it's an easy kind of mild-manneredness. No, and when you're trying to hide something from a god, you can't just say it's Batman and Bruce Wayne. you can't say, to a god, oh, I'm not Batman, I'm Bruce Wayne. And it's easier to tell people that, but a god can see through that. And so they've kind of had to develop this,
Do you think
this
he's there? He
schizophrenia
exists to mask
to to
him
to, to
somehow?
mask and shield and somehow protect himself from Khonshu.
Maybe
Maybe. I mean,
it can
again,
be used.
um,
He's in the body.
so we start the episode out, and it's the episode 1. We got that really awesome scene where Moon Knight's full Moon Knight, and he comes out of the bathroom after whooping that jackal's butt. And we start episode 2 with Stephen Grant in bed, thinking it was all a dream.
Right.
Man, are you not ever, even like with every episode, and this, granted, there's 2 episodes, but are you not more and more impressed with Oscar Isaac?
Oh, he's good. Yeah.
Just the way he's.
I just like the whole
himself.
dynamic of the show, the flash between the mirrors and everything else, the back and forth with the British and the American accents.
Right. And I remember when they first casted him, and I was like, well, I mean, he's a great actor, but do we need that super of an actor? Because, he didn't sign a contract past this series, right?
So one series.
Oscar Isaac, no, he's going to be, oh, you like it? You want me in Avengers? Pay me.
Okay.
He didn't sign a Tom Holland type contract. So this, as far as we know, once this ends, that's it for Oscar Isaac as Mark Spector.
Right. Well, that's for the right money.
Yes, exactly. But
that's smart on his part, then. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I mean, he gets
Let's see. He might not want to pursue it any further.
But I
don't
don't know, because he's a franchise. But he's a franchise guy. I mean, he was Poe Dameron. He's been a franchise guy. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. He's not trying to. She doesn't shy away from the franchise movies.
No, he does not. So I think that.
But yeah, he's good. He's for sure.
But I guess why I brought it up is because I think that I was kind of curious why he gets to high caliber actor in there, and now I know, because he's spending the whole movie chewing the scenery against himself,
right?
Which is so cool. I mean, it's a awesome dynamic. So
it's a very cool show. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
I'm still debatable if that might not be the best Marvel TV show yet.
Yeah, I think it's got to play out.
Take it back, but it's pretty good.
I think it still has to play out, but I think you might be on something there.
It's pretty good. I'm not sure if it's there yet, but I'm thinking it beats out a few of them so far.
Well, I think it gets good too, because like
it's getting good. Yeah,
it's already getting good. Like we get this whole museum thing, right? But then you get to see how powerful Alter Hero really is when he starts summoning the jackals and stuff.
Right.
You get
it also seems like you're getting an insight into him as well, because it seems like she kills whoever she wants, regardless of good or bad.
Right. I think so. Well, and at the end of the episode, the guy was holding the scarab, and he's just like, "Yes, I wish you could see it." Like, you didn't judge that guy. Yeah, nope. You just killed him. Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's what I think is more or less happening, and I think obviously he's evil, but I also, Khonshu's pretty kind of shitty too.
Yeah, he's an asshole. I get that.
He's blackmailing him almost.
Right. Yeah, and I'll give you that.
So he's in a hard spot for sure.
Yeah. So Stephen Grant was mostly in control of this episode of the body, and
very funny.
Yeah,
when he transforms into the suit,
we get to meet Mr. That's what I'm bringing up. Now we get to, when he's in trial and he summons the suit.
Right.
We get to meet Mr.
Summon
Knight.
the suit. Summon the suit.
Yeah.
Summon the suit.
Yeah. And he gets the way he does a superhero land.
Yeah, that was cool.
Falls over.
That was cool.
That was cool. But we get to meet Mr. Knight. I love the glowing eyes. The Mr. Knight glowing eyes, because the way they moved like they were a comic book, right? They expressed really well.
Right. Yeah, the graphics are great, or the effects, digital effects.
The fact that, and then he pulled behind his jacket, he pulled those batons, because that's kind of Mr. Knight's signature weapon, those two batons.
So you keep saying Mr. Knight, is that somebody?
That's his. Yeah, that's so. In the comics, it was like Moon Knight's when he comes back from Egypt and he's on the alias Stephen Grant. It wasn't like the personality thing, because Stephen Grant was the billionaire that Mark Spector took the alias to. Whenever he's on the street, he's Mr. Knight. He has a suit and he has the mask and everything. And that's how he kind of does, huh?
That's how he fights.
Yeah, that's just how he's kind of that's how he fights the underground, right? That's how he kind of eases into the underground. It's kind of like a boss, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And but yeah, so but batons were his signature weapon, and that's what we see.
He used them, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. And then just how super strong they're showing it. Like, that's one thing I was afraid of with Moon. I was like, man, they're gonna make him just kind of a whatever character. They are making him super powerful, and I love that.
Yeah.
That's really
very
cool.
strong.
Yeah.
Got some pumps. You can jump.
So then so Steven tries to duke out the Jackal and tries to handle business, but he realizes he can't. And so then he gives Mark the control of the body, and we get legit Moon Knight again. Right. And we get to see Moon Knight whoop some butt, man.
Yeah.
That was a cool scene.
Yeah, very good action scenes.
That was very cool. And the way, like, just
it was almost like the really camera switching angles too as he's doing the parkour stuff.
Yeah.
He climbs up the side of the building. He's running. You get the slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
But then it starts going fast motion or regular speed, you know?
Yeah.
And then he jumps and the camera turns as he's spinning off the wall with his body. You know what I mean? That's very cool. Yeah. The way he killed that beast was great too.
Dude, I really loved just that scene, because you get to see him use the weapons, his discs and everything.
Pulls out the moons.
Yeah, super cool, right?
So, you know, it's also cool is that you can't see. So, like when he's running through the museum and that thing is chasing him as Stephen Grant, and then he goes to the security guard later, and you know, they don't see anything on the camera.
Right.
None of the people see anything on the street, but they're getting, you know, knocked down and knocked across the road.
Right. Nothing. Something's obviously there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. When he runs off the car and then the two footprints after him.
Mm-hmm,
very neat. So there's little details, you know, in there that makes the show very cool. You know, the way it kind of shoots back from, you know, the reality and then real reality, right? You know,
right.
Like what is actually there too. You know, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, to show the perspective of us from us.
Yeah, it matches the waking up in bed, and it's just it fits very good. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, you get that kind of thing with these more interesting, you know, shows where these characters obviously have powers and different things. You can kind of explore those different methods. You're not going to see these kind of shots and creativity a lot of other movies just because of the, you know, the dynamic of the character. You know, you just can't do those things. And you get a really good, interesting, you know, show from these comic book movies, I think, or comic book characters.
Oh, absolutely. And that's a wealth of information too, and material on drawing it.
You got years and years of storyline.
Yeah, it's really important.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So we get to see all the awesome power that is Moon Knight in a full fight. He beats the Jackal, and then Mark Spector realizes the scarab is gone and that Arthur Harrow has it. And as we has a little conversation with Khonshu saying, you know, once I find the scarab, once we finish this, I'm done as your avatar. And that's when you realize that Khonshu wants Layla.
Right.
He wants Layla to be the avatar for Moon Knight. And and that's the kind of the dynamic of why Mark's there to stop that. Right. I'm sure we'll get more history of that in the next couple episodes.
And I like her as a character too.
Oh yeah, I think she's cool too. I think that, and then the episodes like, well, we gotta go find the scarab or whatever, that to find out, stop Arthur Harrow. And so then the show ends in Cairo. You get the shot of the pyramids of Giza, right?
Right.
I think this is about to turn into an Indiana Jones show. I really feel like I start getting this adventure vibe. Maybe because it's in Egypt or whatever, but I'm getting this like adventure vibe about to start happening, and that'd be really cool. I mean, you already got you've got the Egyptologist in Stephen Grant, and now you got the swashbuckling fighter in Mark Spector. I think
Right.
this, can turn into a really cool kind of exploration adventure show.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you catch some of the Easter eggs that they well, there's
No.
actually one big one. I guess that's it. That's what we want to talk about. But
What's that one?
on Stephen Grant's desk, there is a copy of a book about Wakanda,
Oh, really?
and then there's a book about Norse gods.
Okay, cool.
So it's kind of a little nod to everything. That's
Right. That's neat. Well, hopefully then they'll
Well,
put Avengers stuff.
I'm excited for episode 3. Can't wait, really. We'll talk about it next week, man. So you're liking the show so far, though? I think it's
Oh yeah.
I think it was
Yeah,
good.
it's definitely good.
Here we are, episode 2, and you're saying it's the best Marvel show so far.
I said that at episode 1.
Well, you're still saying it.
Well, I'm saying I might not be right. I don't know. We'll see. But it's
Yeah, let it
getting
play out.
it's
Let
good.
them
It's
tell the
not
story.
the worst one yet, so could
Sure.
be the best one.
Okay. All right. Well, let's jump onto the movie of the week, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, movie of the week this week, we are doing a baseball theme month of
Right.
movies. So, movie 1 was 61.
Yes, sir.
All right, the story of Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris battling
Right.
after Babe Ruth's home run record.
Yes.
So, I love this movie. I loved it when I first watched it, and I love it every time I watch it. It has this tone to it that's like kind of old. They don't make movies like that anymore, in my opinion. I can't really explain what it is, but it's just there's this vibe that I get from the movie every time I watch it. But it's directed by Billy Crystal.
I was, yeah.
Huh?
It was, yes.
Yeah, directed by Billy Crystal. And it starts out with, and this is what I really want to get to, man. Mark McGuire chasing after Roger Maris's record.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know who Mark McGuire is, ladies and gentlemen, he is the mutant giant body person with the tie head.
Thighs like a horse.
Gosh.
Man's big. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw him. I was like, that dude's thighs are enormous. Normal thighs. Where's the horse thighs?
Well, we all know those aren't natural now. So
We do know that. And that's our childhood right there. That was that home run race in the steroid era for sure. All those big bulked up dudes, huge heads, just going at it. Home runs. That was when baseball was getting home runs. It was a home run town for sure.
Yeah, man.
It was like big draw. It
was hard to be a pitcher back then.
I'm sure.
Yeah. It's just so weird watching baseball now and seeing normal people,
regular sized people,
baseball, and then you think about it, and then you'll watch like a flashback to something like we're Astros fans, so I'll look at some early 2000s, late 90s Astros team, and I'm like, why were they so? That is not natural.
Clemens, Bagwell.
Oh man, Ken Caminetti at one point was
thick necked, man,
dude,
like no neck. Like just head and shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Not about power and not about the strength. It's about where you hit the ball. Anyways,
they're very talented individuals without
yes.
They had the steroids, but definitely it increased their strength.
Sure. Well, Mark McGuire got there for if you watch his early years in the at the A's.
Mm-hmm.
Like a totally different person, but he was playing great baseball.
Oh, yeah, they're all great baseball players.
Yeah. So
that's what's sad about that, era. For me personally, I won't take away anything from that because baseball is a hard sport, and if everyone, is doing it at the time, obviously you're going to try to get that, stay at least competitive. So, but there's to be said that there was those greats that were not on that stuff and they were still great too, so
right.
Yes, if your thing is home runs though, That's the thing. Like a BGO is not going to take steroids because he's an on base guy. He gets on base.
Right. Didn't need to.
BGO is trying to get on base. He's not interested in home runs. But he's obviously a great player too. So things like that. I guess you got to come into question for sure.
Well, I think a lot of the stuff that, I'm not saying the straight up steroids, right, and the human growth hormone shit like that, but I'm saying a lot of the stuff that would have been tested for, if you tested a lot of that stuff today, a lot of people, then some of that stuff would probably be illegal today because the drugs have changed and evolved to where they're not drugs. They're, back then they were just ways of catching an edge, right? So the world's different. But that's definitely an era of baseball that we have. And that's the one we grew up in, man. I mean, like, it's so weird to, and I think about it, and I think about, like, remember the Big League Chew cover?
Yeah.
That giant baseball guy?
Yeah.
Like, they're not, it shouldn't be that big.
No, he was big. He was a big guy. But that's for bubblegum, man.
Yeah.
That was out before then, I'm sure. I don't know when the Big League Chew came out.
But yeah, but no, they changed it because it's a different person now.
But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of 61. It's okay. It's a good movie. I like the generation of baseball, like the old school. I liked how they cut back from, Mark McGwire to
Roger Maris in the outfield.
Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle era. Yeah. That was great. I like seeing Mickey Mantle. I was looking at pictures of Mickey Mantle after I watched the movie, and he did pretty good, I think, with the casting of Tom Jane.
Yeah.
I like him as an actor, but I mean, he looked fairly similar to Mickey Mantle. So I thought Mickey Mantle, he lived around 62 or so, 63, something like that. So he didn't go out like he thought he was going to go out in the movie.
Yeah. He thought he was going to get Hodgkin's and
no, he did die of liver cancer. So I don't know if that had anything to do with that drinking. But yeah. So, but yeah, he was a great baseball player too. So it's just sad that kind of happened to him where he didn't get to finish the season out.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but I think that's one of the kind of the cool things about that movie, or at least the telling of that story. And there's a lot of interesting, once you you're kind of watching the movie in this mode of analysis, like that I tend to do whenever it's the movie of the week. That's why we kind of watch movies that we've seen before. Just because I'm kind of analyzing and looking at it,
catching something you might have missed,
or just dynamics, and it's so funny. So I was talking about the press and them driving this narrative,
right?
How they're, the whole time that's the underlining thing. Roger Maris is this horrible person and says everything wrong, and he actually is this wholesome, great guy that really just wants to stay out of the media. Doesn't want anything to happen. He just happens to be really good at baseball, and that's the thing.
Right. That one guy in particular was being really doing it.
An extra. But I was bringing up that's the same thing that happens today, though. The whole idea of media driving that narrative they want to hear is exactly what happens today, be it in sports and stuff like that. So how, and it just, I really like how that's something that Billy Crystal focused on, on that. So
I never knew Billy Crystal did that movie.
Yeah, no, I remember it being a big deal when it first came out.
So did for his dad or something in there.
Yeah, I think, and he was also a native New Yorker too, and
right. I like Billy Crystal.
Yeah, that's.
I think he's a great comedian.
Oh man, I think he's great at everything.
I especially like City Slickers. I really am disappointed that they didn't make another one because they left it with a cliffhanger at the very end.
What happened? So the Legend of
Curly's Gold. He finds that map in the hat or whatever.
They did.
Yeah. Well, so they go on the adventure or whatever, but I guess they don't find anything, but he really does find something at the end. I just remember at the end, they leave it open for something. Something happens at the end. I can't remember, but I always remembered being like gypped, thinking that there was another possible movie that could have been coming. And I've had that happen before with a movie called Aragon.
Man, well, so the thing about Aragon, the Dragon movie, is
Yeah,
that
the
was a whole
Dragon
book
movie.
series, and I
Yeah.
don't know what happened with that,
Mhm.
but there was plans on making a trilogy
I
out
know
of it.
there was. Well, obviously, because that movie was left open ended too.
Oh,
So,
and heads up, that movie was really, really good.
right. I
I
believe
enjoyed the
the
heck out of it.
Airbender movie too. Where's all the
Yeah.
Airbender movies from M. Night Shyamalan?
Well, it was,
Because they left that open as well, if I
that
remember
movie
right.
was, but that movie was a hot pile of garbage, so I'm good. I'm good with them not doing that.
Just saying.
I'm just saying, it's a hot pile of garbage.
I don't really remember that movie. I
Okay.
just remember they left it open.
So back to 61.
Yeah.
Man,
Where do you rank it up with the other baseball? That's your favorite baseball movie?
no, gosh, no, no, no.
Where do you rank it among baseball movies? Top
Baseball
five?
movies, it's in my top 10. It's in my top 10.
I mean, it's definitely a good one. Barry
It's a
Pepper is a
high.
good actor.
Mhm.
It's got Tom Jane, good actor. It's got a couple of other guys that I've seen before. There's the guy from The
Barry
Wire.
Pepper, dude.
Well, I said Barry Pepper,
Oh, did you? I thought you just said Tom and
but
Jane.
he's
Sorry.
great. He's great.
He's
He's
good
in
in
a lot.
everything, man. He's a good actor.
Yeah, what's that one movie? 24 Hours. Have you seen that movie?
25th Hour.
25th Hour.
Yeah, with
Yes.
Ed Norton. Yeah,
Yes.
great
That's a
movie.
cool movie.
Great
That's
movie. Wow.
he's in that. He's good in that. So yeah, I mean, it's got a good cast. There's some people, like I said, the dude from The Wire, one of the cops, the bald headed cop, he's in the young. You got what's his face from Weird Science? What's his name again?
Oh,
From Breakfast Club.
yeah. I don't know his name.
Yeah, you
He
do.
plays Whitey Ford,
Yeah, he's in it. And
chairman of the board, man.
yeah, there's a pretty good cast. So
Yeah.
it's a decent movie. It's not bad. It definitely has the sports movie vibe,
Yes.
where everything is like tear jerking, very dramatic.
Inspirational. Like, man,
Yeah,
he didn't hit
right.
61. I was gonna freak out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you get, if you want to, if you like sports movies, you know that you're gonna get, you're gonna get that good feeling, that, heroic, like almost superhuman, you know what I mean? Doing unthinkable things, beating the odds, whatever it is. But it's always gonna have that same kind of vibe. And you definitely get that with this movie. I feel like you do. You get that, edge of your seat kind of feeling, I guess. Something is going to happen major, you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's got that epic feel, right? It's
Right.
that
Very, very epic.
every moment counts more than the last moment did. And that's
Right.
that's as as a movie watcher, I love that feeling. Man,
Sure.
I love that feeling.
I mean, if you want to watch a good time movie, it's definitely a good time movie.
definitely in
I
there.
didn't realize how harsh the New Yorkers were to Roger Maris.
Yeah, well, now there's a lot of things because and a lot of people from New York will tell you this. I know I have a few friends from New York that are all about we're a baseball town. And so they take their baseball very seriously,
Oh,
right?
I know that.
Yeah. And so yeah, no, I knew they're like worse than Eagles fans, man. And they can be really mean, but yeah, it's such a serious business there, especially when you're going after something that meant so much to them as Babe Ruth's record.
Right. Which
So,
I'm a big fan of Babe Ruth ever since I was a kid.
yeah, of course.
I did a couple of reports on him when I was growing up. I really like him.
We'll maybe watch the Babe soon.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, so where do you rank this as far as baseball movies? Is this in your top 10?
Yeah, I mean, it's in my top 10 for sure. There's only there. I think there's probably maybe a little over 10 baseball movies that I like, but I'm not sure there's that many baseball movies. I know there's
Surprise, man. There's tons.
10,
There's
10, 12 when I was looking
Major
them up.
League.
Well, ones that I would consider, so like, The Natural, the Babe, yeah, like Bull Durham. Those are good. I like the what are the ones with Charlie Sheen, the comedy ones. Those are funny. Those are good.
those are Major League.
Major League, yeah, the Major League movies. Those are good. 8 Men Out, those are all great movies.
Man, it's a great movie, man.
Even some of the stuff like Rookie of the Year, those are Sandlot, like those are good movies too. Like pretty much any baseball movie, I like it. Whether or not, I guess it depends on what you're asking me. if you're asking me if it drama worthy, because there's a few that I like, yeah, but comedies probably the Charlie Sheen, the Major League movies.
Yeah,
Those are probably the best comedy. Well, I don't know. Bull Durham was pretty good too.
Bill Durham's an amazing movie.
And that's a pretty good comedy, but that's not all the way comedy in my opinion either. There's a little bit of drama in that as well.
Yeah, and but that's a movie, right? So they're not.
Right.
It's not everything's gonna be super comedy and drama, but
Well, no, I guess I mean it's like
always
slapstick kind of like Major League is definitely comedy all the way.
Right.
You know, obviously there is a little bit of drama, but it's it's primarily comedy, slapstick comedy, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
All that.
I think I mean I like the movie. I think obviously I do. I think I'm a fan.
Definitely, that's a recommender.
Yeah, I recommend it.
On
Absolutely,
HBO
guys. We do recommend you go watch 61. The reason we do announce movies the week before is that hopefully you're watching them with us, and you can leave your comments and on the YouTube, and also we'll have our Twitter is up, and we're about to have our Instagram up and running. So, guys, enjoy the conversation. We're here to hang out, talk about movies. It's one thing we love so much. So, 61. If you haven't watched it, we love the debate, and then we'll announce the movie of the week for next week toward the end of the show. But for right now, we're going to jump on over to me and movie music. Today, we're going to cover a score that is written by a composer that, honestly, we're going to go over a lot and bring up a lot of his work. Probably the most influential composer of our day, responsible for the most iconic film scores, probably in movie history. At 90 years old, Mr. John Williams. Now, along for all the scores that he's done before that you all know, like the Indiana Jones scores, Superman, Star Wars, I bring up one that I really, really, really am in love with. I'm not saying it's necessarily my favorite. We'll cover that one eventually. But one that's so magical that as soon as you hear the first few notes of this score, you can close your eyes and just imagine yourself in, say, like a museum or something. It has that effect on me. And I talking to several people, it has an effect on everybody else too, a lot of people at least. I'm talking about the Jurassic Park score. From beginning to end, it has John Williams' signature brilliance of able to capture an emotion of a film and the tense portions of it and everything. But the main overture of this piece is one that is essentially peaceful. Maybe to say musically that, hey, dinosaur and man, we're supposed to live together, and when they aren't together, we have these really calm moments. Anyway, that's just kind of speculation on my end, but I love the score, and I hope you do too. It's added to the Spotify, so please go ahead and check out the Spotify. Just follow it. Like I said, I'm going to be adding scores to it constantly as we go through scores. And again, not all of the pieces from that score are on that Spotify. So please go do yourself a favor and deep dive into John Williams if you have not before. But that's going to be it for this week of movie music. Please check out the Spotify and make sure you're liking and subscribing, guys. And we're going to move on over to the news. We're back. All right, the news of the week. We've got some news. We do have some news this week, and we're going to try something a little different with you guys. We're actually going to, funny enough, do our best to hold on. We're to do our best, and we're going to try to watch the trailers that we've dug up with you guys. So unless YouTube totally kicks us off the internet, it should work. So what happened in the news this week? We got so before we've had a couple teaser trailers for season 4, but we finally got the full legit season 4 trailer for Stranger Things. Are you a Stranger Things fan?
I am not so much as I was when it first came out, but still, I will watch it. Yes.
I am a diehard Stranger Things fan. I love that show, and maybe because it's this the 80s nostalgia thing.
It is. It does have a lot of that. It reminds me kind of this of it a little bit.
Does the It vibe have reminds you of Stranger Things? But it also has this D&D vibe to it, which I was a big D&D player back in my day. So I think that I think it's really cool. I think it's really fun, and I love the show so much. We're 80s babies. Granted, when the 90s hit, I was 7, but I have 2 older brothers who were deep within the 80s, and so the 80s didn't really leave our household until like 97. So, if you guys want to, we'd like to enjoy. We're gonna share the screen here, and we're gonna watch the Stranger Things trailer with you today.
All right, let's watch it.
All right, so here you go, guys. We're gonna watch the new trailer for Stranger Things season 4 together. Here we go.
I don't know if you can even hear this. Ever since you left, everything's been a total disaster. For a while, we tried to be happy.
Well, they're getting big.
And you see that? You see, what's his face? Michael's shirt has the Hellfire Club.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's pretty cool. Let's go. Yes, I'm totally watching season 1 through 3.
So he's alive.
Yes, he was in the first teaser.
I don't think I saw the first teaser trailer.
Friends and Hawkins are very much eye of the storm.
I don't have my powers.
I don't know how to say this other than just to say it. Without you, we can't win this war.
I like how they brought Paul Weiser back and making him a bigger character.
Yeah. So they're definitely gonna. Oh. Good soundtrack as always.
Yeah.
On the other side.
They're well within the upside down now.
For some other reason. That's still help. It's the last thing I do.
Oh, yeah.
Saying Hawkins is close.
We're having a guitar battle.
Is that a metal?
It's like Crossroads.
Why was that? I don't understand that. Where did the guitars come from? No, that's pretty sweet.
So that's supposed to be the new bad.
Oh man. Yeah, that looks good. I'm definitely watching that.
Dude, it looks really good. Like,
maybe that'll renew my interest.
well, I mean, I hope it does. I think it looks great. I think so I think because the way the trailer kind of plays out is that it's the final 2 seasons, like the beginning of the end. So I think they're gonna have 2 more seasons. And apparently that creature we saw at the end is supposed to be the big bad
Right.
because before we had the Mind Flayer, right? And I think it looks awesome.
It does. It looks good.
I'm okay with the kids being 40. Yeah, I'm all right with it. But
Definitely getting older. They're still high school age.
yeah, I think it plays out. But unless that season 1 was supposed to be 1981, we're kind of running out of time here, aren't we? Of the 80s.
I'd say about 3 years have went by.
You think?
3-4 years. Yeah.
Well, so that's it. So it looks good. I think that we're in for a treat on that one.
That's great. So what else we got?
Wait 1 second. Okay, so I think it is just one final season because as
Really?
I finished the trailer out, it says only on Netflix. Volume 1 comes out May 27th. Volume 2 comes out July 1st.
Okay, so
it'll be a
two-part-
2 volume. So two-part.
two-part season.
Yeah,
So
2
that's maybe that's it then.
I think it is because the way unless they do it differently and they do 2 seasons, which honestly I love the show so much they can just keep it going forever. But yeah, so that's what we get for Stranger Things season 4. And I meant to mention, I really wanted to mention this. Well, I'll mention it afterward, and we'll kind of close on this a little bit of a sadder note tonight than usual. But we got an official runtime for Doctor Strange 2, The Multiverse of Madness. It is 2 hours and 6 minutes. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that? So keeping in mind
It's
that
good.
Infinity War was about 2 hours and 35 minutes. Endgame was almost 3 hours. It was about maybe 8 to 10 minutes shy of 3 hours. Spider-Man No Way Home was 2 hours and 37 minutes.
All right.
Does that seem like there's a lot to fit in there for 2 hours and 6 minutes?
Well, I mean, this one in particular ties into a lot of different things too, I'm sure. So I think any movie that's good, I want more of it. So if it's good, 2 hours is fine with me. 2 hours
Well,
is-
right. No, but I'm saying maybe it's too short because it seems like they're
right,
cut.
because
Yeah,
of
I'm
what
saying
it
that-
entails. You're saying
Yeah.
it might not be enough. Well, I mean, I think hopefully they know what they're doing. I like the other ones. So
Yeah. I mean, it's Sam Raimi. You know, Sam Raimi's directing this one, right? You need to know
Yeah.
that, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's good.
So hopefully, I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
So
I'm very excited for that.
I'm fired up for it, man. I like ticket sales. So it's obviously released for pre-order ticket sales, and it broke Fandango's website. It's gonna kill in the box office.
Well, I believe it.
Yeah. So, all right. From there, we move on. HBO Max has wrapped its Batgirl movie. They're doing an original Batgirl movie.
Okay.
And they wrapped production this week.
Who's playing Batgirl?
I don't know her name offhand, but I will gladly look it up. But it is a straight to HBO Max feature film. It's not going to be a series, so. But they just wrapped production, so we should hopefully get a trailer in the next.
So Leslie Grace, got Michael Keaton in there, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, Michael Keaton is playing Batman. We've talked about that before in the last few
Yeah,
episodes.
we did. Okay, so Leslie Grace is Barbara Gordon, so she's Batgirl.
Yeah.
Let's see what she's been in. Leslie Grace movies. So she's been in Batgirls and In the Heights. So she's a fairly new actress.
She was
No,
in the Heights. I still haven't seen that.
What is that?
No,
a movie?
Lin-Manuel Miranda did the music.
So we got Brendan Fraser as Firefly. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, no, I did know that.
Very
didn't
cool.
know
You got J.K. Simmons as James Gordon. So he's going to
Commissioner
be
Gordon, yeah. It's great.
Gordon. Ivory Aquino as Alicia. Yeah. I don't know who that is. And then they have some other people that they're not listing as characters. So
I mean, surprise spoilers, right? And that's
right,
that's
maybe
always
we got
something
some bad
IMDb's
guys.
motive.
I don't see any bad guys besides Firefly. So is he the bad guy in this? I'm guessing.
No, I think he's going to be the big bad. Yeah, he's the antagonist in this. So yeah,
Well, cool.
which is a great character. I love Firefly. So that's cool. So we're getting a remake, kind of. I guess you'd say a remake of The Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh, with Matthew McConaughey.
Well, it's
Is
not
that-
with Matthew
is that
McConaughey. It's
John-
actually going to be a Netflix series. So
Is that with John Grisham book or?
I don't. You have to look it up. I'm not sure. I don't think it is, but I just know the film with Matthew McConaughey. But we can sit down and watch the trailer real quick.
Michael Connolly is the writer,
Writer,
the author.
you want to watch the trailer real quick?
Yeah, let's check it out. I like the movie. I think I might have read the book actually.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had.
Well, my mom used to read a lot of those, and she would give them to me. So I read a lot of John Grisham's, and he was Michael Connolly and a few other Dean Cooch, I think his name. Yeah.
All right, ready? Here we go.
Yeah. Let's watch it.
One thing I know.
Not Matthew McConaughey.
No, I've seen him in something before though.
The car is nice though, man.
Before you can win, you gotta believe you can win.
But what if you don't?
Then you better fake it till you make it.
What have I seen him in?
They call you?
Some do yes.
Why?
Do you think that?
Car.
But that's not why you're here. Jerry Vincent left you as practice, including the Trevor Elliott trial.
He'll start doing Lincoln commercials now?
Allegedly.
I drive a Lincoln.
Former trial lawyer, much better than Jerry, until you went off the deep end.
Nev Campbell.
There you go.
Somebody's been following you. You're at risk, counselor. Somebody thinks you know something. What is it?
Where are you going?
I think better on the road.
So, but he's driving an older Lincoln.
Yeah, he's just gonna be driving in his car and working on his car. Oh, good actor.
Just as much as I do. This is your one shot. So you better take it. Everybody lies. Even the best liars give themselves away.
He sounds like he's from French Canada.
You and I are next.
I'm the Lincoln Lawyer.
Dog every day.
He's still getting used to me working away from home.
I don't know if I'll watch that, but it doesn't look bad.
Doesn't look bad.
No.
It looks all right. I dig it. I thought it was kind of cool. I don't know. It just seemed like it was newsworthy, I guess. The Lincoln Lawyer. I remember liking that movie. So, all right, let's move on. What do we have next? Okay, so we have a new trailer. It's touted as the final trailer, which it won't be the final trailer because you'll have TV spots, which I guess the final full length trailer, the full 2.5 minute trailer for Fantastic Beasts and the Secrets of Dumbledore.
Okay.
Have you watched the other Fantastic Beasts movies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched. Yeah. The
You
last-
do know
I
about
think
the
it was two,
casting
right?
change and everything?
Of the main character.
No. Grindelwald,
Oh, of
Johnny Depp.
Depp.
Yeah.
Why would he be changed?
It was that whole thing with his wife,
But
and
he
he was
didn't-
canceled for a minute.
but
I know,
fine.
I know. They can't but the studio Warner Brothers still recasted him. It's Maz Marsden, so it's not bad
Who?
casting, but
Mark.
Johnny Depp is no longer Grindelwald.
Who is it? Who'd you say?
Mads Marsden, you
Oh
know,
yeah. I like him.
he's
I
great.
do like him a lot, actually. I like him in. Have you seen that movie Polar on Netflix? Another Netflix.
Yeah.
It's an anime, but made into a movie. I'm not sure if I'm right on that, but
Well, let's check it
Yes.
out, man. Let's check out the trailer and see what you think. Okay.
yeah, let's check it out. Is he in that trailer?
Yeah. It's a full 2.5 minute trailer, man. It's a 2 minute trailer. It's got a lot in there.
Cool.
Looks good. So without further ado, let's do it.
Some of our most important magic has its origins there. They say if you listen carefully enough, the past whispers to you. The world as we know it is coming undone.
I like Jude Law as the Dumbledore casting.
Yeah, I like Jude Law. It's getting intense.
I feel like I haven't seen Eddie Redmayne in anything lately.
I imagine that you're all wondering why you find yourselves here. From this moment forward, each of us has been assigned a role to play.
If we're to defeat Brindleford, even when every instinct tells you not to.
What should I give you something, Jacob?
Are you kidding me right now?
Oh,
What you're doing is madness.
So where's the bleach blonde hair?
No, they will.
I think I just made him gray haired. There's the Flash.
Rescuing me, are you? Oh, well done. I'll just save the world, are we? Not to worry. You'll be perfectly safe. Oh, with the muscles! Our wish to fulfill our destinies and transform the world.
That looks good. Yeah, I'll definitely watch that.
Yeah.
I'm surveying I was surveying years.
don't believe you are.
Yeah, I'll check that out. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. I like those movies. I know that the last one kind of got slammed in the box office or whatever, but slammed in the box office or whatever. But I really enjoyed them.
Yeah, I just watch
Um,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't go to the movies.
They're fun.
Good.
Let's get okay. So we have one more trailer to watch tonight, and we got kind of some sad news that we're going to talk about, and then we'll announce the movie of the week for next week. So this trailer is about as awesome as it gets. It's called The Northman, and it's a Viking story, right? Yeah. So it's going to be super cool. That's not right. Hold on, but yeah, it looks really good.
Is
Kind of looks ultra violent, a little bit, but
this a TV show or a movie?
this is a movie. It's in theaters April 22nd, so it's just around the corner. But this is the first time I've seen any trailers or anything from it, so I don't know. And it seems like a pretty decent sized production. I mean, it's period piece, so it's expensive. But yeah, let's watch the trailer.
Check it out.
Fate has no mercy.
He's gonna be on a revenge quest.
It looks beautiful. It looks like a well shot movie.
Oh shit.
There's a Valkyrie.
I cannot escape my fate.
That looks good.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd like that one, man. It looks cool, right? Like
Yeah, I'll check that out. When's that coming
um
out? 22nd.
April 22nd. Yeah, it's in theaters, but it's super cool, man. And it like totally like I've never heard anything on it coming out, and man,
That's
it's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good. I'll check that out.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good one. It seems like it's gonna blend some, you're gonna have some mythology, Norse mythology in there too, which is really
Right.
cool. Norse mythology is pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
Um, but
Very brutal people too.
yeah, yeah, and honestly, like if you read a little bit about the Vikings, they were like berserkers, and the way they conquered, yeah, it was bloody and brutal, but
Mhm.
they're super for their for the time they lived and they existed, were super kind of progressive society.
Very
Uh,
industrious. Sure.
well, women were essentially not totally, but essentially more equal than any other society in that time. Women were more equal to men. Women could go to battle. Women could do all these things, and they kept slaves, but slaves could earn their way out of servitude, right? And
Mhm.
I don't know. I was kind of have a thing about the Norse legends. I really want to live in like Sweden and Finland one day. I mean, I really do. Their whole society today is pretty cool too. Anyways, so that's our trailers for the week. I think we got some cool ones, and I'm pretty excited about those. We did
Very
have a
good.
bit of bad news this week. At 67-year-old, we lost Gilbert Gottfried. He passed away. He was sick for a while, and he passed away. I guess yesterday. So
Yeah, I saw a picture of him. So he was just recently touring.
yeah,
So what did he? You know what happened? Or
I all it said
just sick. Huh?
is he was just fighting an illness for a while, and he just it overcame him. And
Oh, that's
I don't know,
sad.
super sad. I mean, he's kind of like he's like there's another guy that's just kind of always there, in a lot of movies. And I don't know why, but the movie I kept thinking of him in the most were the Problem Child movies. Remember those movies, Problem Childs?
I do.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought of those movies as the
I think he's not in a lot of movies, to be honest.
Well, he is, but he
Like
is
he's a
like
bit part in
character.
a lot of movies.
Yeah, he doesn't play like any like real supporting leads, but he's like big
Right.
characters, and he's there.
Yeah, that's
He was
probably
Iago. He
one
was
I can
Iago in
know.
Aladdin.
Yeah, those are two the probably ones that I could think that I've seen him in. Yeah, for sure. The Child's Play movies.
Or
And he's
Problem
not in those. Yeah, Problem Child. Yeah. Yeah, what a freaky little kid.
Yeah, kid was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like the children's version of The Omen. All right, well, they will be missed. Gilbert Godfrey, rest in peace, my friend. So I guess that's it for today as far as news and everything. I think we're all wrapped up there. So I think we should talk about our movie of next week. Next week's movie of the week. So we're going to continue on with the theme of the month. And the theme of the month this month, of course, is baseball. So we watched 61 last week. This week we will watch
8 Men Out.
Nice. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about 8 Men Out, Mike.
8 Men Out is about the White Sox and the scandal about some of the players, or I guess a good portion of the starting players taking a dive, to obviously win, I guess, get a payout for it, and make the gangsters rich. in the
Chicago
process.
Black Sox. That's right. The
Right,
1919
and then we
World
get the
Series.
Black Sox.
Yeah.
Which has got John Cusack in it, and I love me some John Cusack. So one of my favorite baseball movies, definitely up there.
It's a great one. An older movie for some of you kids out there that are watching, but please,
Yeah, still a
watch
classic.
it.
Great story
Great
too.
movie.
Great story, true story.
Based on a true story. Absolutely.
Shoeless Joe Jackson,
Yep.
Yeah,
If you DB Sweeney plays Shoeless Joe in this one, doesn't he? No. Does he?
it's
Yes.
the guy. I'm not sure what his name is, but he's a good actor. He's in a few things. He's in Copland.
Oh, it's not DB Sweeney.
No, wait. No, I'm mistaken. I'm sorry. What is he else is he in? Oh, he's in that ice hockey movie where he was a figure skater trying to be an ice hockey player, or vice versa. No, he was an ice hockey player trying to be a figure skater. He's in that movie. Let's look it up because I don't want
I'm looking it up right now currently.
because you don't know which movie I'm talking about.
I do know it's called like Edge, like something Edge.
Yeah. So let's see if it's the same guy. So The Edge.
Cutting Edge is the movie. I'm about.
So Cutting Edge movie, The Cutting Edge. Yeah. So who's got?
Is it DB Sweeney or not?
Well, we'll see. Yeah. It is DB Sweeney.
Hey, for the win.
Got it.
Okay. So
that is who plays Shoeless Joe Jackson.
He does play Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Jackson, and this movie especially. I don't want to spoil it, but there's a nice little not after credits, but end of movie scene with DB Sweeney making an appearance in The Miners. Or was that right?
It's actually a super sad story, and we'll talk about it next week about Shoeless Joe. But I will say this: that movie is an amazing movie. The cast is great.
Great cast.
Please go out and watch it, and we'll sit there and we'll talk about it next week.
If you haven't seen that movie, do yourself a favor.
It really is a great movie.
If you're a movie person and you haven't seen that,
And
gotta watch
time,
it.
and if you watch 61 with us in the that's our top 10 baseball movies, this is it announced in my top 5
for sure.
for sure in there. But it's a great movie. We'll watch it and talk about it next week. Until then, I think that's it, guys. Please, as always, like, subscribe. We'll have our Instagram up this week. We already have our Twitter up. We tweet only the episodes of the shows, and that's my fault. I'm bad at tweeting things. But with you guys' help, I can get better.
Teach him to tweet.
Yeah, give it a tweet. I'll tweet stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Tweet at him, he'll tweet back.
Yeah, I love tweeting back. But as always, guys, like and subscribe to the videos. That's gonna be it for us tonight. So for the Tim and Mike show, I'm Tim.
I'm Mike.
Hey guys, go watch some movies.
Yeah, take it easy and watch movies.
Bye.